Everything is fine. No argument waiting to happen. No crisis on the horizon. No text you're dreading. Just quiet. And somehow, that's the worst feeling of all. You scan your memory. You run through your relationships, your responsibilities, your recent conversations, looking for it. The thing that's wrong, because something has to be wrong. Calm doesn't just happen to people like you. Calm is what comes before. The pause before the drop. The silence before the argument. The deep breath the universe takes right before it hands you something terrible. So you wait, tense, watching, braced, for something that may never come. Welcome to Thought Paradox. Today we're talking about why your nervous system has learned to treat peace not as safety, but as a warning sign. Let's name what this actually is, because most people who experience this have never had words for it. They just know they can't relax, not fully, not even when everything is objectively okay, and they've spent years assuming something is wrong with them. It isn't. What you're experiencing is called hypervigilance, a state where the nervous system is chronically locked into threat detection mode, scanning, monitoring, waiting, even when the environment is safe. And there's something related called anticipatory anxiety. The anxiety you feel not about something happening, but about the possibility of something happening. It doesn't need a threat, just the idea of one. For people who've lived through enough real moments where everything seemed fine right before it wasn't. The brain stops distinguishing between peace and the illusion of peace. Last time I felt this calm, everything fell apart. So it decided, never again. And from that point forward, calm itself becomes the trigger. The very absence of something to worry about becomes the thing to worry about. Why is everything fine? What am I missing? Is this the eye of the storm? That's not irrational. That's a nervous system doing exactly what it was taught to do. The problem is, it was taught the wrong lesson. Nobody is born suspicious of peace. Something teaches them to be. For some people, it starts in childhood, not necessarily with drama or violence. Sometimes just inconsistency. A parent whose moods shifted without warning. A home where the rules changed. Warmth one day, coldness the next. In that environment, the child learns something essential. The good moments don't last, and I can't tell when they're about to end. So they start monitoring, reading the room, scanning for early signals. A tone, a look, a silence that might tell them what's coming. That's not anxiety, that's intelligence. That's a child doing the only thing available to feel some sense of control. But the nervous system doesn't unlearn it when they leave. They carry that monitoring into adulthood, into relationships, into quiet Sunday mornings when everything is genuinely fine. And they scan. Still, automatically, without choosing to. For others, it was one specific moment. One day everything was fine. Then a phone call, a diagnosis, a loss that arrived without warning or mercy. The brain catalogs it. Things can collapse without warning. And from that point forward, peace becomes evidence of your own blind spot. The last time I felt this okay, everything fell apart. So feeling okay means I'm not paying close enough attention. That's the brain trying to protect you from being blindsided again. The tragedy is that in doing so, it steals every genuinely peaceful moment that follows. And then there's the loop itself. You feel anxious because you're not anxious, which makes you anxious, which confirms something must be wrong, which makes you scan harder. Every time you follow that logic, every time you find something to worry about so the feeling makes sense, you reinforce it. The brain learns. Worry kept me safe. Calm was where things went wrong, and it doubles down. Let's talk about the cost, not abstractly, specifically. It steals your good days. A fear turns out to be unfounded. A problem resolves. For about 30 seconds, you feel it. The exhale, the loosening. And then, almost immediately, okay, but what about? And the good day becomes a day of waiting for the good to end. It steals intimacy. When someone loves you, shows up consistently, gives you no real reason for fear, the hypervigilant brain doesn't just accept it, it interrogates it. Why are they so consistent? What happens when they see the parts of me I haven't shown yet? When will this change? The safest relationships become the most terrifying ones, because you have the most to lose, and the brain starts the countdown before anything has ended. And it steals the present. The hypervigilant mind is almost never here. It's always slightly ahead, pre-living the problems that might come, running simulations, preparing contingencies. The meal in front of you, the conversation happening, the person sitting across from you, all slightly dimmed by the future that may never arrive. And by the time you know it won't, the present is gone. This is people. For many anxious people, worry feels better than calm, not enjoyable, but better in the way that preparing feels better than waiting. Better in the way that doing something, anything, feels better than sitting with the unknown. There's a concept called worry as control. When we worry about something, the brain experiences it as a form of action, as if thinking about the problem hard enough will prevent it, or at least ensure we're not caught off guard. It's an illusion. Worry doesn't prevent anything, but it feels like it does. And so the anxious person, on some level, uses worry the way others use a safety blanket. It's uncomfortable, it's exhausting, but it's familiar. And familiar, for a nervous system shaped by chaos, is the closest thing to safe. This is why just relax is perhaps the least useful advice ever given, because relaxing, to them, isn't neutral. Relaxing means dropping the watch, trusting that nothing is coming, and trusting that, for a nervous system that's been burned, feels like the most dangerous thing of all. Feeling hypervigilance isn't a list of techniques. It's a long, slow process of teaching your nervous system a lesson it never got to learn. Peace is real. You don't have to earn it. You're allowed to be in it. The first step is recognition without judgment. When the scanning starts, when the calm feels wrong, don't fight it. Don't shame it. Just notice it. There it is. My nervous system doing what it learned to do. That gap between you and the pattern, that's where choice begins. Not the choice to immediately relax, just the choice to notice. The second step is building evidence. Your nervous system believes calm is dangerous because that belief was built on real experiences. The counter is new evidence, small moments where you stayed in the calm and nothing terrible happened. The anxious brain will try to explain it away. Well, nothing happened that time, but the work is resisting that qualification, letting the evidence stand. I was okay. The calm was real. And the third, the one most people skip, is working with the body. Because this lives in the body has to be part of the healing. Long, slow exhales, longer than the inhale, that manually activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the one that signals, rest. You're safe. Physical movement that discharges rather than performs. Shaking, stretching, walking without a destination. These aren't hacks. They're conversations with a nervous system that speaks in sensation, not logic. The part of you that scans, that monitors, that treats peace as a problem. It kept you alive. It got you through things that should have broken you. It read rooms that needed reading. It noticed things that mattered when everyone else missed them. It's not your enemy. It's just been working a job it was never meant to work forever. The goal isn't to silence it. The goal is to give it some rest, to let it know, slowly, repeatedly, that you've got it from here, that some of this quiet is just quiet, not a trap, not a warning, not evidence of something you've missed, just a moment that is fine, and you're allowed to be in it. I'm Thought Paradox. If this one found you at the right time, share it with someone who needs to hear it. See you in the next one.